Welcome back to HealthCap Weekly Wrap, the podcast where we bring you the hottest news of the week affecting senior living communities.
Yeah, we've got some really interesting stories this week. I mean, who would have thought that robots in senior living communities could improve employee retention?
That one's pretty wild. But before we get to the robots, we're diving into a topic that's top of mind for all of us: human metapneumovirus. With cold and flu season in full swing, it's crucial to know what's out there.
Right? And this one doesn't get as much attention as RSV or the flu, but it can be just as serious, especially for our vulnerable residents.
That's right. Human Metapneumovirus, or HMPV for short, has been making waves lately. According to the CDC, it's a common cause of respiratory illness, especially in young children and older adults.
Yeah, and symptoms are pretty similar to what you'd expect with a cold or flu: coughing, fever, and shortness of breath. But for older adults in senior living communities, it can easily lead to more serious complications like bronchitis or pneumonia.
Exactly. And according to StatPearls, it spreads just like other respiratory viruses, through droplets from coughing or sneezing. So infection control measures are critical.
What's fascinating, though, is the backstory. I didn't know this, but PubMed Central from the NIH published an article explaining that HMPV actually has zoonotic origins. It's believed to have jumped from birds to humans. I mean, how wild is that?
This really underscores how interconnected our world is. Knowing its origins helps us understand how to prevent outbreaks and protect vulnerable residents.
Absolutely. And speaking of infection control, HealthCap has a lot of information on infection control in our newly released 2025 Emergency Preparedness Manual. It's packed with strategies to help senior living communities stay ahead of emerging threats, including respiratory illnesses like HMPV.
If you want to dig deeper into this story, check out the CDC's detailed overview on human metapneumovirus. To download the Emergency Preparedness Manual, visit our website at riskmanagement.healthcapusa.com.
Switching gears to another crucial topic, APIC recently released 2 valuable resources designed to support infection preventionists in long-term care settings. These documents provide comprehensive guidance to help senior living communities enhance their infection control practices while staying compliant with evolving guidelines.
The first document is titled Resources for Infection Preventionists in Long-Term Care. This is essentially a curated compilation of links to various infection prevention resources. It connects infection preventionists to up-to-date guidance, tools, and best practices specifically tailored for long-term care environments.
Yeah, and it's a great starting point for anyone looking to enhance their infection control knowledge. It brings together resources from multiple reputable sources, including government health agencies and professional organizations, all in one convenient document.
This is particularly helpful because it saves time hunting down the latest information. Whether you're looking for updates on regulatory requirements, hand hygiene protocols, or environmental cleaning guidelines, this resource links you directly to the best available information.
Yeah, it's perfect for infection preventionists who need quick access to reliable and current resources. If you're looking to build or update your community's infection control program, this document is a must-have.
The second document is Implementing Enhanced Barrier Precautions in Long-Term Care. This guide is particularly relevant for communities aiming to control multi-drug-resistant organisms. Enhanced barrier precautions go beyond standard practices, focusing on protecting both residents and staff from highly resistant infections.
What sets this document apart is its quiz, which allows infection preventionists to test their knowledge of enhanced barrier precautions. The quiz is designed to reinforce key concepts and ensure that staff are fully prepared to implement these precautions effectively.
Yeah, and the quiz is a fantastic training tool. It's perfect for infection preventionists who want to verify their understanding, or for training sessions to ensure all staff are on the same page.
Beyond the quiz, the document provides detailed explanations on when and how to use enhanced barrier precautions, like gowns and gloves, to prevent the spread of infections. It also offers practical examples of resident interactions and clear guidelines on how to communicate risks to staff and visitors.
I really appreciate how practical this guidance is. It doesn't just explain what to do, it shows how to do it in real-world scenarios, which is crucial for effective implementation in senior living communities.
Right, and it emphasizes maintaining a comfortable, home-like environment for residents while still practicing stringent infection control measures. It strikes the right balance between effective precautions and preserving residents' dignity and quality of life.
Both of these documents are invaluable tools for anyone involved in infection prevention and control. If you're responsible for infection control in your community, you'll definitely want to check out APIC's resources for long-term care.
These resources are a game changer because they're specifically tailored for senior living communities. It's great to see APIC providing targeted support that addresses the unique challenges of long-term care environments.
Absolutely. APIC did an excellent job with these resources, and they're definitely worth exploring to enhance infection control practices in senior living communities.
For our last story, let's switch gears and get into some tech news. Did you know that using robots in senior living communities is linked to higher employee retention and better resident care?
It's true. According to a report from the Keough School of Global Affairs, senior living communities that have integrated robots into their daily operations are seeing significant benefits, not only in terms of operational efficiency, but also in employee satisfaction and resident care.
These robots are being used for a variety of tasks, from delivering meals and medications to assisting with cleaning and disinfection. By taking on these routine and repetitive tasks, robots are freeing up caregivers to focus on more meaningful interactions with residents like social engagement and personalized care.
Yeah, and that's really the key. Caregivers are able to spend more quality time with residents, which enhances resident satisfaction and overall well-being. It's not just about efficiency, it's about creating more opportunities for human connection.
And there's more. The study also found that using robots reduced caregiver burnout. In senior living communities, burnout is a big issue due to high demands and staffing shortages. By having robots handle time-consuming tasks, staff feel less overwhelmed and more supported in their roles.
Exactly, and because employees feel more supported, they're more likely to stay. In fact, communities that implemented robots reported higher employee retention rates, which is a huge benefit in an industry known for high turnover.
But what about the residents?
Surprisingly, they've embraced the technology. Many residents enjoy interacting with the robots, especially when they're designed with a friendly and approachable appearance. It's a novelty that adds a fun, modern twist to their daily routines.
But it's not just about entertainment, is it?
No, it's not. The robots are helping to improve resident care. For example, medication delivery robots ensure that residents receive their medications on time and accurately, reducing the risk of human error. Plus, the robots are enhancing infection control measures. By automating cleaning and disinfection, they're helping communities maintain higher standards of cleanliness, which is crucial, especially during flu season or outbreaks.
It's incredible how this technology is transforming senior living communities. It's not about replacing human staff. It's about enhancing their roles so they can focus on what really matters, building relationships and delivering high-quality care. I bet this is happening overseas, like in Japan.
Actually, it's not just happening overseas. Communities right here in the US are adopting this technology, and the feedback has been overwhelmingly positive. It looks like robots are here to stay in senior living.
If you're curious about how this is playing out in real-world settings, check out the full report on using robots in senior living from the Keough School of Global Affairs. It's fascinating to see how this innovative technology is shaping the future of senior care.
Well, that wraps up this week's episode of HealthCap Weekly Wrap. From infection prevention resources to futuristic robots, it's safe to say the senior living world is evolving fast.
Yeah, and it's exciting to see how these innovations are impacting care and staff satisfaction. As always, thanks for tuning in.
Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you found today's topics helpful, share this podcast with your colleagues.
If you're looking for more details on these stories and other important topics in senior living, be sure to check out Angie's blog on our website at healthcapusa.com. It's a great resource for staying informed and prepared.
We'll be back next week with more news to help you stay ahead of the curve. Take care.